Kathleen here. This is urgent. So I discovered the so-called chemtrail thing is for real, and unknowingly, because I started the practice going out early, out meaning outside to look at the sun. I learned that from I guess Andrew Huberman that said looking at the sun really help your body produce the right amount of melatonin and set your circadian clock and everything. So when I started doing that, and now I noticed this year in February this unusual pattern of these so-called the chemtrail. So I learned from somebody who said, don't use the word chemtrail. You know, what are we afraid of? We're afraid of being called conspiracy theorists or whatever, but it's real. They should not be invading our sky anyways and flying these patterns or these so-called seeding. I don't know how to describe it. And when I look up there, I know I said, this is not natural. The flights are like boom, boom. What is happening right now? That's why I'm so alarmed. Um, because when I noticed it in February, they were flying like crazy. So meaning they were flying these patterns with these white sprays. They're spraying us like freaking bugs. And so I start to look up like information. Of course, Google censors a lot of these things. I even reach out to someone I thought were smart, but I guess they chastised me. They said, yeah, you're like into this conspiracy thing. They're just like contrails, meaning like vapors from the plane. No, it is not. Uh, I just don't want to argue with people when they're just closed-minded. But surprisingly, when I talk to others, like in my gym and everything, and they were like, hey, you just noticed it? They said that they noticed it for a long time. I go, well, why didn't you say something? Well, because they're afraid to be ridiculed. No, this is not the time to be afraid. Because when I look up this so-called chemtrail, actually someone said that if you use the word geoengineering, that's a long word, that's at 5 syllables, then you'll probably be taken more serious. Like, oh, what kind of bullshit is that? It's fucking chemicals in them. Look, I found I gotta open my other phone, thank you mama, in memorial of my mom. I kept her phone. Yeah, thank God. My mom is with Jesus and she's looking after me, and we got to fight this fight because, with tariffs or whatever, people are talking about money and not be able to, still afford gasoline because California, they just doubled down on everything about making America great again, but gasoline prices now it's more than $5. Ha ha ha. 5.40. Due to Gavin Newsom keep raising the taxes on the gasoline, but let me not veer out because he's just doubling down on everything that's good for us, and we gotta stay focused and one accord, defeat China because really their goods are terrible anyways, and not just slave labor because I know I should have known, right? But they also harvest the political prisoners for their organs. So Mike Adams had this post. Thank God for X, Twitter, Elon Musk. I gotta open this phone and show it to you. So the post that I saw was, I don't know if you can see that. There's the posting by Dr. Jane Ruby. So the results, because Mike Adams is the health ranger, I guess that's his handle. He has a lab. So I don't know the person at all, but I just know that I follow a lot of the posts about, these ongoing bombardment, so-called depopulation. When they use the word depopulation, you must have heard it before from Bill Gates, from the Davos group, from, the World Economic Forum, right? Because that's this whole thing about Green New Deal, like, because we're the one now who's like the cows giving out methane because they're talking about cow farts. They're talking about you too, but indirectly that you have to be eliminated, depopulation. So that's their agenda. So what else could be there? I mean, just don't be fooled. What else could be there? If they chemical warfare attack you and say, oh, that's to cover the sun or wherever their flight, they call geoengineering. So they're trying to so-called block the sunlight. That is just a phony excuse. Deep down inside, there's just like, oh, Agent Orange, it's all good. It's really good for you. Once you inhale it, and it goes to the river, you drink the water, and you eat the fishes and the frogs there. And next thing you know, I feel like dumbed down because I have lesions that really wouldn't heal for since November. I'm serious. So the nanoparticles I found, or Jane found, or actually she reposted, I gotta restart this phone. Every time, I don't know why the phone just it locks by itself, so I have to put in the code. Jane Ruby says that results show in the lab. So in addition, I'm talking about this chemtrail, contrail, to mercury, there's aluminum, there's lead, ready, copper, and cadmium, also in radioactive barium-137. Barium, you can look it up. It's a byproduct of cesium-137. Decay, half-life is 30 years. It's an ingredient in the dirty bombs, also known as death powder. Why would they put death powder and spray nanoparticles over our sky and just say, oh, nothing to see here. We're just trying to block the sun. Don't block the sun, for number one. Without sun, we cannot survive. Without CO2, we cannot survive because plants cannot thrive. And the fact is, my yard, I'm just alerted to it now. I was growing shit because, I'm always scared of what they're trying to do to us, right? It's to, again, to take away everything that we enjoy in order to live, to thrive. But nothing is actually good for them because they don't like us. They don't like us Trump supporters. They don't like people, period. So the, what do you call, these toxins, I believe that they're infiltrated in the rain and in the soil. And I'm not joking. I did notice recently that all the rollie pollies, I used to have millions of them. You know what they are, right? They turn your soil. They're little bugs. I even took pictures of them. They're dead. They're gone. So I just caught two of the carcasses and I took a picture of that. Also, another thing I noticed is that not just because I feel like, I'm slower than before. I used to be really sharp, and now I feel like sometimes it takes me hours to really get my brain going. It just seemed like there's something that's slowing it down. If you notice that, you're cognitively declined due to aging, I don't think so. I think a lot of it is because no matter how organic that you try to eat, they poison your food because this is why it's just the so-called the chemtrail, the bioengineering, this cloud, the seeding, whatever the shit they put in there alone goes into the air that you breathe. The nanoparticles, the poisons, also goes into the river, to the water, to the soil. So it doesn't matter if you buy organic. You're going to still eat this shit. I'm paying more money for organics. It's still going to the ground and it gets absorbed by these plants. What the hell? No, nothing is organic. They're just trying to kill us. This got to stop. This got to stop. I don't know who's funding these flies. I mean, this is like, I'm looking outside my window. You can't see it, but I already posted the pictures. There's at least they're just the so-called like the bands, the seeding, whatever the toxins, the lubricant, they're in them. They're gonna come down eventually. They do not dissipate. It's not no damn chemtrail. So I hate it when people try to gaslight me. Don't say this is just harmless chemtrail. Whoever says that, you're still young, but you're already experiencing a bunch of arthritic changes, cancer or whatever. You know, all these problems, or your thyroid is not functioning. All these problems really has a lot to do with that. The air you breathe, the water you drink, it goes in the water, and the deterioration of your health. So I'm angry. I'm very angry right now. I'm not in a like, honey, oh, well, could you just please stop killing us mode? No, stop killing us. Stop these damn chemtrail flights. That's it.